my name is Diana Moreno. I was born in Colombia, in Bogota. I have been living in Mexico for about 4 years, and I came here after I studied art, and then I got kind of bored of just being inside my own head, and I thought I should try to get outside my studio and try to understand what it meant to create with other people, right? And so I was doing a master's program, and it had a lot to do with the power of political imagination, the power to create other realities, and really my life in Mexico has been about that. It's been about removing myself from an academic viewpoint and really getting involved with people who are striving to create other realities.
And how did you come in touch with the community currencies and the dialogue?
For myself,
yes.
it was really strange, because when I got to Mexico, I came looking for another way to understand economics, and it was a very casual that I wound up sleeping in the couch of an economics professor, and then I told her what I wanted, and she took me to a seminary at UNAM. It's called Seminario de Economía Solidaria, ECOSOL, and this place in particular is part of a wider network in Mexico City that is thinking about and doing around solidarity economy. So through them I got involved with Michuca, and through them I got involved with this space, which is Tlaloc and La Escuelita. And also I had the opportunity to work in a couple of experiences of cooperative in production, food production, and it's sad. I casually got caught into one of the nodes, and that opened up the whole network.
So you are having little school here?
Excuse me?
So you are having something called the little school?
Yes.
Yes. So can you tell us what that is?
In this space? Well, I can tell you what it is like for me, and then they can tell you like in a bigger sense. For me, the way into this place and the little school was the practice of barter in Michuca, in the market. Now this practice, it is very one-on-one, and it's very lived. And then I was invited here, and I see this place as the place where we can share ideas that help us with this practice, that help us really think it through and think of all the not only the practice but the thought around the possibilities for the construction of alternatives. And it's not a lot of people from the market come here, and we have this opportunity to sit down and really talk about what it is we're doing. So as a complement for practice.
So what kind of people come?
What kind of people? Well, I've met a lot of people here. Initially, the people from the market are people from all walks of life, all kinds of professions who decide that they want to re-examine their capacity to produce things that are going to be useful for concrete and daily living for other people. And those are some of the people that come here, but I've also met, this is like another node to connect with people involved with the ecosystem dialogues, which in a broader sense have been articulating different types of movements in Mexico. So really, like from people whose daily work is to think, to people whose daily work is to produce, and it's just undistinguished.
So how many little schools are there around in Mexico?
In Mexico, I couldn't answer that. Like, this is the experience I know of, and I'm sure a lot of other people are part of their intent is to create spaces for the exchange of knowledge, but I couldn't tell you like a number.
Yes, but then why would you want to be involved in this kind of alternative space when you can be earning money and be in the mainstream? So what is it? Maybe in your upbringing, have you always been critical about the mainstream, or because there's something there that propels you to enjoy the space here?
Yes. Okay, I think for me it's been more about the road that led to this space, because maybe inquiry has always been a part of my life, but the road that led to this place had to do more with lived experience and having a door to question the world that's not based on just ahora se me olvidó la palabra en inglés. You're gonna have to edit this because I'm trying to think of the word in English. No solamente es
¿En español?
sí, estoy tratando de pensar en la palabra, o sea, el conocimiento que no solamente es teórico. Okay, it's the road coming here is to go into knowledge, not from a theoretical point of view, but from a lived experience. And then as you live and try to build alternatives, then that's the door that guides you into wanting to get more theoretical knowledge. But it's completely different. So yeah, it's not just about subsistence like that drives you to knowledge. It is about knowledge that is going to help you build your life, and that's why it's not going into an academic setting because it's your job. It's going into learning because it's going to fulfill and enrich your doing your life.
So this morning we talked about the Esmeralda Experience. So can you recount that experience for us?
The Esmeralda?
Yeah, the experience in the past and also the kind of challenge they are faced with now.
Okay. Well, surely I'm not the best person to talk about this because there's people here who have a lot more experience with Sedesa. I've been involved with Sedesa. I've known them for a couple of years, and they're an organization in Dolores Hidalgo, and they're trying to articulate a way of living that is more it's more it has more to do with the territory and the practices that are needed for the territory instead of what comes from outside, right? So they're trying to do eco technologies that actually help their communities, and they are trying to organize around a problem that is very local to them, that is the water shortage and the pollution in the Independence Basin. So they have a lot of work that has to do with creating their own local identity and looking after their resources. And well, this morning we were discussing they are having an issue with the mafia. The local mafias are going after them and asking for money. And so we were just discussing what that means, why that is happening right now, and what that means for that place.
But that experience is very important because it has connected young people in the communities.
It has. It's been going on for 50 years, and it's not only right now. It's connecting young people to realize what it is that's going on in their own place, and not needing to look outside to think about their lives, right? Their lives are not outside, their lives are right there where they are, and what they need to do to protect that life and to make sure it goes on. But it's not only young people, because 50 years, it means that a lot of families have grown there in this kind of conscience of their own place. Mm-hmm.
So you talked about the water contamination problem. So what is the problem?
Oh, I can't really go into it. Maybe you can ask Claudia or Luis or Cristina. Cristina can really tell you like the whole situation with the problem with the water in the basin. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, what do you see as the possible ways in which young people here can try to get out of the world of being obsessed with iPhones, etc., and then be able to participate in the kind of networks that you are connected with?
Okay. This is also a topic we were talking about today, and it's about the use of technology. Basically, what we were discussing, if technology is helping us or it's harming us, and really, when you're talking about a generation that is born with these prosthetics, right, and that start living life through the screen, we really have to start understanding that we can't go without local organizing, keeping physical spaces in which yes, you are connected through the internet, and yes, you can share in the knowledge of other people, but you are using this strength to strengthen your local communities, and using this knowledge to fulfill their necessities, and really focusing on your body, right? Your place, your body, your locality, and using technology in a way that is going to help you organize locally, not just get lost in information that is just, it clutters your mind.
So we were also talking about the candidate that the Indigenous communities put forth for next year's elections.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit more about that and how you also look at this?
Okay. So right now we have, for next year's elections, we have a candidate from the autonomous communities called Marichu. And yes, this is something we also discussed really a lot, about the power that it means to have an alternative in the ballot. And it's not an alternative specifically for someone to win an election. It's more a person who is using this platform to invite people to organize. And in a way, it's reclaiming a place to speak and using the system against itself. So we thought we also discussed the possibility that some people might understand this, and some people might try to measure her by the stick of regular politics, and think that maybe she's not getting elected and it's just all a lost cause. But that's not why she's running. She's running as a way to generate conscience.
So is there anything you would like to tell us about, so that our young friends from China, from Hong Kong, from other places, would you like to say something to them?
Yes, I would like to say that I'm very glad to live in this time where we can connect with people who share values with us that goes beyond any type of national identity we have. And there's a lot of us who are in our places striving to think of ourselves in different ways, to rethink what it is we value and the types of lives we want to lead. And it's really amazing that we have these kind of opportunities to connect and to exchange our knowledge.